All right, we are very close now. It's a much thicker consistency. It's definitely pulling away from the sides. It doesn't stay on the spatula. And if I drag that spatula into the cold water in no time at all, it's very brittle. And it is what is now called hard crack. This is when you'll have your kids standing around ready to help you. It's the only time they want to help you is when you're testing for hard crack. I pour on two, and actually I do 3 batches at a time. If you're a novice, my recommendation is that you do just one, because it is from hard crack just right to burned is about 2 minutes. And the goal here is to spread it out on this cookie sheet as thin as you can get it without leaving any marks or any spots that are too thin. As you'll notice, I try to put down just as much as I need to manage, and then I can start ladling it out with the spatula. Obviously, if you haven't had you'll know if you have a high temperature spatula, because at this point it would have been melted as you were stirring. So if you don't have a high temperature spatula, you'll find out real quick order. That's it. When you've got it in the pan as I have, and you can see that I tried to get it as thin as I could and yet uniform. The temperature of the toffee is more than enough to melt the chocolate chips. That's all you have to do. So if you get better in your technique, you can do a couple batches at a time. I found 3 is about the most I can do successfully. A, because I've got 3 pans, but B, because I run the risk of the toffee continuing to cook in the pan, because the pan remains extremely hot. Notice I'm very careful to put the pan on something that won't burn. And if I try to do 4 batches, I find that I am getting close to burn. I just don't like to ever have that burn stuff. So that's one more. And you can accelerate the whole melting process. Stacking on top of each other, those who want to do more than one batch. That's the heat from. And you might actually, I don't know if the camera will be able to pick it up, but this batch, this final pour, even though it was the same batch, is a slightly darker color. It's still within the threshold of good quality, but it's a little more cooked in just a little time that I've been spreading this out, which is why I don't want to take in more than 3 batches at a time, because by the time I spread it out and stop the cooking, sometimes it's too late and it's overcooked. Each batch, if it's done well, it's going to take up one of these, what are they, about 12 by 17 cookie sheets. And if that's the case, you know you've got it a nice thickness, and it will be very well received by all the people that you give it to. That's it.